So, I wish him the best at the coach thing. He always was a ball player, so
Yeah.
it's second nature to him. So maybe that's, where he's supposed to be.
Imagine this. You're 19 years old. You just inherited $10,000. Everyone around you is telling you to be smart with it. Buy a car. Save it. Don't blow it on some crazy dream. But you see something they don't. You see an entire industry built on exploiting artists. You see a system designed to keep people like you poor, and you decide right then and there you're going to break it. 8 years later, you're worth $480 million. 5 years after that, you're bankrupt. 10 years later, you're worth $200 million and coaching college basketball. This is the story of Master P, the man who rewrote the rules of hip-hop, who built an empire, lost everything, and built it back stronger. But this isn't just a rags to riches story. This is about murder, betrayal, a decades-long rivalry that nearly destroyed New Orleans hip-hop, and a family torn apart by tragedy. This is about what happens when you refuse to quit, when you own your destiny, when you turn pain into power. Let's dive in. April 29th, 1970, New Orleans, the Calliope Projects. If you've never heard of Calliope, just know this: it was hell on earth. One of the most dangerous housing projects in America. Murder was common. Poverty was everywhere. Hope was scarce. That's where Percy Miller was born. His grandmother raised him while his parents struggled to survive. He bounced between high schools across New Orleans, watching friends die, watching dreams die, watching futures die before they even started. But Percy had something most kids in the projects didn't have: a way out. Basketball. His game was good enough to earn him a scholarship, first to the University of Houston, then to Merritt College in California. Most kids would have focused solely on making it to the NBA. Percy was different. While he was perfecting his jump shot, he was also studying business administration. He was learning how money moves, how industries operate, how the powerful stay powerful and the poor stay poor. He was preparing for something bigger than basketball. Everything changes. His grandfather dies and leaves him $10,000. 10 grand. That's the entire inheritance. That's the seed money. Percy's friends are buying cars, buying chains, living for today. Percy Miller opens a record store in Richmond, California. Not a clothing store, not a restaurant, a record store. Because he's not just trying to sell music, he's studying the industry, watching which albums move, learning distribution, understanding why major labels have all the power and artists have none. He's watching the game, learning the rules so he can break them. And then comes 1990, the moment that changes everything. His brother Kevin is murdered. The pain doesn't break Percy. It transforms him. It gives him a mission that goes beyond money, beyond fame, beyond success. His family's name will mean something. Their legacy will matter. No Limit isn't going to be just another record label. It's going to be a movement. Percy drops his first solo album under the name Master P. Get Away Clean. It's raw. It's independent. It's the sound of New Orleans streets. The major labels aren't calling, and that's perfectly fine, because Master P has already figured out what they don't want artists to know. You don't need them. He forms TRU with his brothers Corey and Vashon. C Murder and Silk the Shocker. The Miller family is united. The sound is authentic. The hustle is relentless. But here's where most independent artists hit the wall: distribution. You can make the greatest album in the world, but if it's not in stores, if it's not reaching fans, it doesn't matter. This is where dreams die. This is where artists get desperate and sign terrible deals. The labels know this. They wait for you to get desperate. Then they offer you a deal that sounds good, but enslaves you for decades. You get a little cash up front. They get your masters. They get 85% of your sales. They own you. Master P watched this happen over and over in his record store. He saw artists celebrate signing deals that would destroy their futures. He promised himself, never. Priority Records approaches. No Limit with a distribution deal, but Master P8 doesn't sign their standard contract. He negotiates hard. The final deal? Master P keeps 85% of his sales. Priority gets 15%. And the most important part, Master P retains ownership of his masters. In an industry built on exploitation, Master P just flipped the entire power structure. He relocates No Limit Records back to New Orleans, sets up in-house production facilities, controls every aspect: recording, mixing, artwork, manufacturing, marketing, distribution. This is vertical integration. This is how you build an empire. The No Limit tank is rolling, and it's about to run over everything. Ice Cream Man Birdman goes platinum. Master P also makes his film debut with I'm 'Bout It. He's not just a rapper anymore. He's not just a record label owner. He's building a multimedia empire. But 1997 is when the world finally pays attention. Ghetto D drops and moves 6.6 million units worldwide. The single Make 'Em Say becomes an anthem that's still bumping in clubs today. Master P is everywhere. Magazine covers, MTV, BT, award shows. But here's what makes him different from every other artist at the top. He still owns everything. He's not signed to a major. He's not giving up points. He's not splitting profits. He's doing it independently and dominating the mainstream. Then comes 1998, the year that still doesn't make sense. MP Da Last Dawn debuts at #1 on the Billboard 200. His second film, I Got the Hookup, grosses $29 million at the box office. His clothing line is pulling in $200 million in revenue. And then he does something that shocks the entire industry. He signs Snoop Dogg, West Coast legend, death row survivor, one of the biggest names in hip-hop history, leaving the major label system to sign with a Southern independent. If Snoop's willing to bet on No Limit, what does that tell you about the major label model? But here's the number that defines 1998. No Limit Records grosses $480 million. $480 million in a single year. From an independent operation, from a kid who grew up in the Calliope projects with nothing. By the year 2000, Master P has sold over 100 million records worldwide. He's getting NBA tryouts with the Charlotte Hornets and Toronto Raptors. He's living multiple dreams simultaneously. He's reached the top, the absolute peak, untouchable. But gravity is real, and empires built fast can fall faster. The cracks start showing around 2000. Master P's strategy of flooding the market, releasing album after album, signing artist after artist, starts producing diminishing returns. The quality isn't there anymore. Fans notice. Sales slow. Then Master P starts publicly threatening retirement. Fans are confused. Is he serious? Is this a stunt? The No Limit sound is also shifting. 1 minute it's hardcore street rap. The next, it's family friendly. The identity crisis is real. Behind the scenes, everything's falling apart. Artists are leaving the roster. Loyalty is breaking. Lawsuits are piling up like unpaid bills. The money that was flowing in is now flowing out. And in 2003, the unthinkable happens. Master P files for bankruptcy. The man who made $480 million in 1 year is broke. The critics who said independent couldn't last are celebrating. The dream is dead, except Master P doesn't see it that way. Because bankruptcy is just a business reset, a restructure, a chance to rebuild smarter. The real tragedy isn't the money, it's what's happening to his family. Master P's brother Corey Miller, known to the world as C. Murder, is convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison. Master P believes his brother is innocent. He disputes the conviction publicly. He'll spend years advocating for C. Murder's release, even leading protests in 2020 demanding justice. But the hits keep coming. Master P's marriage to Sonia C., which lasted 24 years and looked solid from the outside, falls apart. The personal struggles they hid from the world for decades finally surface in divorce proceedings. And then 2022 brings the loss that nearly breaks him. His daughter Tiziana Miller dies from an accidental fentanyl overdose. Think about that weight. You escape the projects. You build a $480 million empire. You lose it. You rebuild. You survive bankruptcy, legal battles, public scrutiny, and then you lose your child. That's a pain that money can't fix. Success can't heal. Fame can't erase. Master P could have retreated, could have disappeared, could have let the grief consume him. Instead, he channels it into advocacy, mental health awareness, addiction prevention, trying to save other families from experiencing the same devastating loss. He's been through levels of hell most people can't imagine, but he's still standing, still fighting, still building, because that's what survivors do. But there's another story woven through all of this, a rivalry that's been simmering in New Orleans for decades. Master P versus Birdman. No Limit versus Cash Money. On the surface, it looks like simple competition. Two successful labels coming out of the same city in the late 90s. But dig deeper, and you'll find it's about neighborhoods, project politics, respect, territory. Master P and Birdman came from different parts of New Orleans, with different loyalties. The tension was built into the foundation. There are also dark whispers, rumors that connect Birdman's brother to the murder of Master P's cousin. Nobody talks about it publicly, but everybody knows the rumors exist. Then there's the business angle. Late 90s, this. Priority Records has the best independent distribution in the game. Both No Limit and Cash Money are competing for deals. Accusations fly. Did Master P use his influence to block Cash Money from getting a priority deal? Master P says it was just competition. Cash Money sees it as sabotage. For years, this beef defines New Orleans hip-hop. Two titans refusing to acknowledge each other. The city's divided. Fans pick sides. It's a cold war that seems like it'll never end until 2025 changes everything. But let's rewind to what Master P was doing while everyone was focused on his bankruptcy and drama. He launches Gooder Music, a fresh start. No Limit Forever with his son Romeo, passing the torch while still building. He diversifies like never before. Acting roles, film production, mentoring young basketball players, real estate investments across multiple cities. He makes history as the first hip-hop artist inducted into the Louisiana Music Hall of Fame. Then he expands even further. Uncle P's Spice Seasoning line, energy drinks, House of Glory wrestling promotion. Every business move is calculated and strategic. Lincoln University awards him an honorary doctorate. From the Calliope Projects to Dr. Miller, his net worth climbs back to $200 million. The Second Empire is different, more diversified, more sustainable, built on lessons learned from the first collapse. He's becoming an inspiration for a new generation. Nipsey Hussle cites him as a major influence. Independent artists study his blueprint like a textbook. And then, July 6, 2025, Essence Festival in New Orleans. Master P takes the stage for what he announces is his farewell performance to music. The crowd goes wild. No Limit Records showcase. One last time, Snoop performs. The whole family comes out. But then Master P drops the real news. He's been appointed president of basketball operations and head coach at the University of New Orleans. Master P is now Coach P. The internet explodes. Is he qualified? What does a rapper know about coaching college basketball? But watch what he does. He recruits 13 new players for the 2025-26 season, upgrades the facilities, rebrands the entire program, puts motivational quotes and Bible verses in the locker room. He funds tickets for 4,000 middle school kids to attend games, building community from day one. He uses his entertainment connections for recruitment. Imagine being a high school prospect, getting a call from Coach P with Snoop Dogg hyping up the program. This isn't about X's and O's. This is about mentorship, life skills, building young men who succeed on and off the court. The critics focus on his lack of formal coaching credentials. His supporters focus on his vision and track record of building winners. ComplexCon 2025. The event everyone's been waiting for. Cash Money versus No Limit. A celebration of New Orleans culture and hip-hop history. Snoop Dogg and Juvenile reunite on stage.
I gotta give it to Birdman. He started that stunt. You know I started that stunt. But guess what? I was uptown too and I started.
The energy is electric. The crowd is losing their minds. But then the tension creeps in. Birdman throws shade, little comments, testing the waters. Master P fires back with a legendary clapback that gets the whole venue screaming. And then something happens that nobody saw coming.
It was the perfect. So I'm bro, yeah, like right there watching y'all. And I heard him, and then when you came out after the song ended and said it, I thought to myself, because I could see the crowd go bout it. They went crazy.
Master P walks across the stage, looks Birdman in the eye, extends his hand. Birdman pauses. The crowd holds its breath. They dap up.
That man remind me of like one of my uncles that they just gonna say whatever. That's just a New Orleans thing. So I ain't gonna take it, but I'm like, bro, I've been out here already. You know what I'm saying? You started that, you know, or the name of that. Stunting, but me for about it, this is what I started. And I, you know, I mean, we come from uptown, Third Ward, Cali, yo. They come from the Magnolia. And that's
right there, in front of thousands of witnesses. A truce after decades of Cold War. Social media explodes with debate. Is it real? Is it performance? Is it genuine reconciliation? Or just good PR? Lil Wayne's absence from the event fuels even more speculation and conspiracy theories. But here's what matters. Master P isn't interested in holding grudges anymore. He's playing a longer game, building legacy, uniting New Orleans. And then, October 25th, 2025, during the Versus event, Master P drops a surprise album. Wait, didn't he retire from music? Here's the thing. Master P didn't quit music. He evolved past regular album cycles. He's strategic now. He picks moments, cultural moments, high-impact moments where his voice matters most. This isn't retirement. This is mastery.
Actually, I didn't know it till late. You know, at the end of the day, to each his own. You know, maybe he had a point to where, you know, he felt like he did enough. And I remember this in the beginning, you know, it's actually like the second retirement. I think he retired semi after the last done in the beginning.
Yeah.
And came back. So you never know what's going on with people personally. And, what's the reason for the, you know, for the season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is. You know, salute P, I always did from the gate.
Where does Master P stand today in 2025? Net worth $200 million. New Orleans entertainment ambassador. Multiple revenue streams across music, food, real estate, wrestling, and entertainment. He runs P. Miller Youth Centers, teaching financial literacy to kids growing up like he did. The No Limit Chronicles docu-series is introducing his story to Generation Z, who missed the original run. BET ranks him number 28 on their list of most influential rappers of all time. From the Calliope projects to bankruptcy to coaching college basketball, he buried his brother, lost his daughter, watched his empire collapse, made peace with old enemies, and he's still standing, still hustling, still building, still winning, because Master P's story was never about the $480 million he made in 1998.